Hey there, Leo. How you doing? Hit that thumbs up, please. Like, subscribe, all those amazing things you do. Follow me over at rumble.com at THOTHMARK for the astrology forecast. We're going to move right into the oracle reading for you, Leo. We're going to start off with Oracle of the Mythic Heroes, actually. Let's get right into it. Focus, Daedalus. Alright, Leo, I guess it's time to focus. Or the message is focus. Number 18. Cover of the book. Leo, are you the cover of the book of humanity? Or are we judging a book by its cover and it's not? Interesting decisions. Alright, Mercury, focus. Here we go. Number 18, third decan in Virgo. September 11th through September 20th, Sodalite. In the third decan of Virgo, we are encountering the first dimension of the multiple and organized form of the earth element, which is embodied in the mythological figure of Daedalus, the skillful architect and master craftsman who built the labyrinth of King Minos and his Minotaur. The myth, singing mooses of the genius of Daedalus, the inventor. Before he could walk, the boy showed great signs of focus, intelligence, and industriousness. Many days he would spend staring intently at some puzzle until he had riddled out its secrets. As he grew, so grew his mighty purpose. A fascination with puzzles in the natural world became a desire to replicate these wonders with the tools he had available and even invent new ones. It was said that Daedalus invented the axe, the saw, and the whole field of carpentry itself. He also created glue, masks, and sails. His hands and mind never rested. So inventive and industrious was he that he made a great many people jealous, until eventually he was driven from Athens, the city of his birth. This is how Daedalus came to Crete, to serve the court of King Minos. It was here he invented the mechanical cow for Queen Pasiphae, who was cursed by the gods to use a hollow invention to mate with the Cretan bull, and conceive the terrible Minotaur. After the creature's birth, the king had Daedalus construct a labyrinth to imprison the monster. Soon after this, King Minos, who jealously wished to guard the secrets of the labyrinth for himself, imprisoned Daedalus and his son Icarus on a remote, deserted island. But Daedalus was resourceful, so they escaped from incarceration, prison. On wings, Daedalus created of feathers and wax, but it was a fleeing that he lost Icarus to the sea, when the boy flew too close to the sun, melting the beeswax and causing him to fall and to forget, because that's what happens when you go to the sun. None of that tragedy dulled Daedalus' focus. However, through his grief, Daedalus flew on until he landed in Amycus of Sicily, where King Cocalus ruled. There he entered the king's service in secret, for he knew the warmth of Minos would be great, and the Cretan king would pursue him across the world. For a time, Daedalus dwelled in the court of King Cocalus, and the kingdom prospered from Daedalus' designs, such as a marvelous system of pipes that would carry heated water through the palace and flush away waste. But King Minos was a hard and determined man. He searched far and wide for Daedalus, eventually coming to Amycus. Knowing the inventor would not be able to resist a true puzzle, Minos proclaimed as he traveled that he would heap riches on anyone who could discover a means by which to draw a fine thread through the intricate spiral form of a seashell. King Cocalus naturally brought the puzzle to Daedalus and ordered the inventor to solve it, promising him half of the promised treasure if he could do it. Daedalus, allowing his focus to take the lead over his caution, advised King Cocalus to tie the string to an ant, and with a bit of honey bait it to crawl through the shell drawing the string along behind it and thus in solving King Minos' riddle. And so Daedalus was revealed. Minos, knowing no other could have possibly solved this problem, demanded King Kokos produce Daedalus. The king of Kamikos, faced with the great military might of Crete, believed he had no choice but to comply. But Daedalus never met a challenge he could not overcome. He instructed King Kamikos to boast of the wondrous system of pipes that Daedalus had invented. King Minos predictably demanded to experience this himself by bathing in Kokos' own tub. The king agreed. Daedalus ordered vast quantities of wood brought in the fire stoked high, until the water of the cisterns was boiling. Only then did he send the water rushing through the pipes to cascade down on King Minos, boiling the tyrant alive. So it was that the ingenuity and focus of Daedalus saved his life and rid the world of a dangerous tyrant by allowing the king to be tempted by what he knew he could set him up for a trap, right? So the teaching here, Noah had been running his own e-commerce business while working a full-time job for the past 2 years. Juggling this had taken so much of his energy and time. He told me he often skipped meals and had developed some health issues. The Daedalus card flipped up. I instantly felt how much effort he had been putting into his business. You were working so hard for your own business, Noah. I encouraged him. It might be the time for you leave your full-time position so you may focus on your own business and well-being. When Daedalus, the third deacon of Virgo, appears in your reading, you are being called to reconnect with your focused, attentive, and undeviating spirit within you. The earthy and practical Virgo traits are essential when we need to overcome obstacles and achieve our dreams. This requires us to work hard with our energy, concentration, and a strong work ethic. Everybody loved Daedalus not only because he was smart and talented, but he also demonstrated his strength and craftsmanship through the services he provided to people. Despite the death of his son Icarus, Daedalus was able to refocus and apply himself to his task. He simply rolled up his sleeves and unleashed a torrent of ingenious creations, each at one surpassing the marvels of the famous labyrinth, leaving onlookers in a state of wonder and fascination. If you're feeling unsure or confused about a situation you are in, this card is encouraging you to find a practical target in front of you and focus on achieving that instead of looking at too many responsibilities or distractions. Have you ever experienced a waiting game that we play with ourselves? I have counseled many young graduates who were without jobs. When I asked them why they didn't find a job, the answer was always because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I will start when I figure that out. Daedalus, the symbol of focus and industriousness, needs you to make the first practical step and focus on what you can achieve now instead of being worried about the long-term future. It's not important whether in the future you will change your mind or you might choose a different path. At this very moment, your focus and dedication will bring a sense of clarity and direction to your life. Trust that the rest will come with time. Noah's online business had continued to flourish. I ran into him at a local supermarket and he told me he finally had the courage to leave his full-time job and started to fully focus on his own business. He seemed happy and fulfilled, and most importantly, his health had also improved. So fulfillment also helps the health, increase health, and make you healthier. Alright, next we're going to move into Path of Shadows, Oracle of Cards. Alright, Leo, we got 2 cards here for you. You got Mystic Swamp and Procrastination. So we have deep, dark waters are reflections you can't see. Wait, deep, dark waters, your reflection you can't see. You won't find yourself if you don't go deep, Leo. So this Pluto opposition is kind of pulling you under. Procrastination, the tickling of the dark, or the clock, sorry. The ticking of the clock distracts me from the fact that my worst enemy hides in my mind. Ooh. Are you your own worst enemy and you think it's somebody else? Is somebody else reflecting back your worst enemy at you and you don't even realize it, and you're projecting out that they are now your rival worst enemy and they're really not? I don't know. We'll see, Leo. Let's shuffle up the next set here. We got Book of Five Rings, Strategy Oracle for Success in Life. Okay, Leo, here we go. Last card we got. Musashi said, perception is strong and sight is weak. Read between the lines. Simply having eyes and ears does not guarantee that you can see and hear. Receptive people can see more than others, just as a good listener can absorb more from a conversation than those simply waiting for another turn to speak. So there might be soul, spiritual, past life, reincarnation, 4D aspects to be aware of, and you're not wanting to be aware of because that doesn't put Leo in the spotlight, because then, oh, look, there's other aspects. Developing your perception will help you read between the lines, Leo. Work out other people's motivations and discern what's really going on around you. So there you go. There's new levels, new devils going on, and I don't know if you're prepared or ready, because you kind of were stuck in the delulu that you're the hero and it'll never end. Oh, wait. New world, new changes, new things, new scenery, new stuff's going on. Hopefully you're prepared. I hope the best. I love you. I'll see you all in the next one. Don't forget, subscribe, like, and share all those amazing things you do. Peace.
Thought the God of wisdom guides my path through the desert of my soul. The sands of time shift and swirl as I search for truth and meaning. Marked by the eye of Horus, I see the secrets of ancient Egypt. The pyramids hold the key to unlocking my inner power. I am a mystic, a shaman of the unknown. I dance between worlds, I am not alone. With every step I awaken my soul and embrace the power within me. I dive deep into the unknown and discover my true purpose. The spirits of my ancestors guide my way as I journey through the stars. I am connected to all that is, and my heart sings with all belong.
Yo, listen up, let me tell you about a dude named Mark. Master of the cards, lighting up the dark. Tarot in his hands, he's the king of the spread. Oracle visions flowing straight from his head. He shuffles the deck with a mystical flair. Sees the past, present, future right there. The fool, the tower, he knows every sign. Dropping wisdom so deep, it's divine by design. Mark's got the gift, yeah, he's one of a kind. Reading souls like a book, blowing your mind. Crystal ball glowing, he's ahead of the game. Every prophecy he spits, they're calling his name. From the major arcana to the stars up above, he's dealing out truth with a whole lot of love. No question too big, no fate too unclear. Mark's the GOAT, best reader you'll hear. Mark, the tarot supreme. Living out the magic, living the dream. Oracle king, he's setting the tone. Greatest in the game, he's sitting on the throne. Pentacles, wands, he's flipping the script. Every card he pulls, man, it's a perfect fit. Clients line up just to hear what he say. Future in his hands, he's paving the way. So bow to the master, the seer, the guide. Mark's intuition never once lied. From the streets to the cosmos, he's holding the crown. Greatest tarot reader, hands down, no frown. Mark, the tarot supreme. Living out the magic, living the dream. Oracle king, he's setting the tone. Greatest in the game, he's sitting on the throne. In the temple. in the game, he's sitting on the throne.